Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to my brothers and sisters in Islam, and salam to everyone else. This is Ali. Over a month ago, Veritas48, Telemachos, and myself began an ambitious project where we tackled the presumption of atheism, atheistic justification, and arguments against the existence of God. I was more focused on the presumption aspect of atheism and it being the default position, whereas Telemachos and Veritas48 seemed more interested in the justification aspect and the arguments against the existence of God. All the videos from our side of the debate can be found in the playlist linked in the info box. Contrary to many misguided opinions, the purpose of this project was not to shift the burden of proof over to atheists. Rather, it was to open discussion and destroy the myth that atheism somehow was necessarily justified simply on the basis that one could disagree with theistic beliefs. So, from my formal signature to the end of this project, I wish to simply announce one thing. The presumption of atheism is dead. Yes, I said it. The presumption of atheism that so-called negative atheism is predicated on is dead. And I don't mean the belief that there is no good reason to believe in theism, or that there is no evidence for the existence of God. No. What I mean is the idea that atheism is a mere lack of belief. And because of this, theists are not rationally justified to hold their views and must answer to the atheist demands. Now, before I go on, I want to say that I have no problem justifying what I have just said, and I am about to justify it. First, however, I want to explain what I mean by the presumption of atheism being dead. What I mean by this is not that the idea is extinct in popularity. Oh no. Of course, the idea is still popular. What I actually mean by this is that it is intellectually indefensible. So in essence, it may be as popular as, say, relativism was at one point and still is in many places in the Western world, but it will always remain a non-functional idea. So why is this the case? The reasons are very simple, and allow me to list them. Point 1. The very idea that atheism is a lack of belief and therefore the default position is a belief in and of itself and is predicated on a further presumption that theism is not a justified position. Hence, the easiest way to counter this view is to simply point out that we theists merely lack the belief that atheistic skepticism is rationally justifiable. Thus, we do not have to accept atheism as the default position until it is proven to be the case. Point 2. A lack of belief in something is impossible unless the individual lacking this belief has no concept of the thing he or she is disbelieving in to begin with. This can be proven by simply feeding off the common atheist analogies of babies and rocks repeatedly being considered atheists in their own right because they lack a belief in God. Since babies and rocks have no concept of God, they are considered atheists in the same way that atheists claim they lack a belief. But when closely examining these comparisons, one should quickly realize that the two are not the same. So a more accurate description of an atheist is a person who rejects theistic claims. This is not only a more accurate description of an atheist, but is also a more honest one as well. Seeing as it shows that the atheist actually believes something about what he or she is rejecting. This does not mean that the burden of proof is switched by any means, but simply that the atheist has to justify their disbelief in something, just like every other person on the planet who doesn't believe in fairies, unicorns, etc. Failure to want to justify said disbelief simply shows that the atheist is not confident in their own beliefs and only bases their worldview off of attacking others' viewpoints, hence showing that they are intellectually shallow and premature. And finally, point 3. Every theist acknowledges that in order to convince an atheist that God exists, they need to provide reasons for their belief. So by simple virtue of persuasion, it is inherently understood that one carries the burden of proof. Unfortunately, when many atheists like to go on the attack and call out theists and their beliefs as ridiculous, stupid, unjustified, etc., this concept seems to be thrown out the window by virtue of self-proclaimed unearned justified rationality. For more in-depth arguments against the presumption of atheism, I ask all my viewers to take the time to go through the first few videos of this project to understand all the flaws with this sort of claim. In sum, all that needs to be said is that if you are justified in rejecting a belief, have the courage to actually give good reasons for that rejection, or be honest enough with yourself and realize that you don't have any. To conclude, I feel that this project has been an immeasurable success that has sparked a lot of discussion, created fresh dialogue, clarified many people's views, and brought together many new friends. So for those who think that the success of an intellectual dialogue is based on who has the higher rated videos, please stop wasting everyone's time. And most importantly, stop wasting your own time and trying to convince yourself that you actually talk about these issues because you're interested in the subject. We all know from such a response that you have barely scratched the surface of these topics and probably base your worldview off shallow reasoning. So what now? Well, in the near future, I plan to release a series of videos discussing the problem of evil, and I may still respond to some users' videos regarding problems with the arguments for the existence of God. Also, I will be releasing some videos against objections towards Islam in the near future. In the meantime, however, I want to thank everyone for participating in this project, and without everyone's interest and time, this would never have been possible. My thanks primarily go out to Veritas48 for all his support and persistence, Telemontrose for all his insight, and my subscribers and viewers for all their love and kindness, which helps to brighten my day and makes me want to continue making more videos, so thank you. Much love to you all, and may the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be upon you.